What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. has reported that Eddie Hearn has offered him a 7-figure deal to the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO former heavyweight champion for him to battle the highly ranked Dillian Whyte on March 28th or in April, according to Mike Coppinger. Okay, this would be a risky move by Hearn because if Ruiz is in shape, he'll likely dominate the sluggish, easy to hit Whyte. On paper, this is an easy fight for Ruiz as long as he's in shape, but will all that money that Ruiz made in his 2 matches with Anthony Joshua, his desire to train, may no longer be there. If he comes into a fight with Whyte weighing in 280s, he'll likely lose. You know, this is my counterpunch on this. This is my take on it. It is a risky fight. It is a risky fight, but regardless of what people say about Eddie Hearn is a young promoter. He's a very optimistic promoter. He likes to make risky fights like this. And it's good for boxing, okay? Regardless if you love him or hate him, if he's willing to offer Ruiz an opportunity to fight Dillian Whyte, Ruiz should take that opportunity. He should get back with his boy Uncle Al, with Al Heyman, and inform him like, hey, I want to fight Dillian Whyte for Matchroom. You know what that means if he beats Dillian Whyte? That means he's took out the second best boxer, so to speak, in Matchroom. So you've already beat the first, which was Anthony Joshua. Yeah, he avenged you, but you beat him. Then you go and then you beat Dillian Whyte. You know what that really means, though? That means that you're doing things that Deontay Wilder could have been doing. Then that makes you the eliminator to fight Deontay Wilder if he wins. That makes you mandatory eventually. You know what I mean? Because, it didn't work for Dillian Whyte. But for Andy Ruiz, that fight would happen. And then that would be Wilder's excuse to fight Andy Ruiz. Because then Deontay don't have to worry about Dillian Whyte nor Anthony Joshua. Because what he'll do is, hey, I'm going to fight Andy Ruiz. Because Andy Ruiz has redeemed himself. He has made amends. He has showed that he's still a warrior. He's tough. And he took out the guy that's been up my ass for the last 2 years. So, yes, Deontay Wilder, I believe, would give him that opportunity, bar none, hands down. You know, and that is a good fight. Now, that's given if both of these guys are in shape. You know, the funny thing about this fight looks very well with these guys at their best. If these guys are in shape, this fight would be a very good fight because they both love the scrap. And Ruiz is faster. But like this article said, will this guy, Ruiz, have the desire still? Will the money ruin him? It might destroy him in his ambition because he knows, well, what else could I do? He might take the fight, don't get me wrong, because he knew, well, I'll get another payday with Dillian Whyte. But if he has to understand his career's on the line, because Dillian Whyte ain't coming to lose. He ain't coming to lose to nobody like Andy Ruiz. He's not coming to lose to anybody at all. So, but then here's Dillian Whyte, though. Dillian Whyte is on the redemption list. And his primary reason for being on that list of mine that I created is because of his weight, the way he doesn't take care of himself in between fights. But there's a flip side to Dillian Whyte. Once Dillian Whyte knows when he's out of the shit, he's out of the funk, okay, of all the drama that he's in, he has no excuse but to train. Okay, so he might come in his next fight at 246. You know what I mean? At the high, it's 252, 253. But that's still in good shape for a big guy like Dillian Whyte. Okay? But Andy Ruiz, you know, the same difference. You know, if he might, it depends on how up is he for this fight. Will the loss give him motivation? That might have gave him motivation because he knew, damn, I lost again. Now, Andy Ruiz is not accustomed to losing. He only lost once, and that's to Joseph Parker, then to Anthony Joshua, because he beat Anthony Joshua. So he's not a guy that's accustomed to losing. You know what I mean? So we don't know what condition he will be in. We don't really know until the day, because he can lie, he can manipulate and tell tall tales, oh, I'm in shape, and Photoshop stuff. So we really don't know how he will actually be until he gets his ass on those scales, and then we'll see what's up with Andy Ruiz. What does he have going on? Okay, that's what we will know at that time. Only at that time. But Dillian Whyte, I think, if he's fighting someone like Ruiz, and he knows he's fighting someone like Ruiz, I think he would be in shape. So more than less, just like the poll that I had, Dillian Whyte is more likely to get off of that redemption list before anyone else. Now, here's the thing about the redemption list. They're both on it. You have Andy Ruiz is coming in at number 1. Number 2, Jarrell Miller. Number 3, Dillian Whyte. And number 4, Luis King Kong Ortiz. As of right now, those are the people on the redemption list that need to redeem themselves. So this is like a 2-for-1. Not only do they advance, if Dillian Whyte beats Ruiz, cool. He beats Ruiz, another tough opponent. His resume just soars and gets that much better, right? If Ruiz beats, and then he gets off the redemption list, right? Then because we'll see what type of shape he's in. Because if he comes in at a piss poor shape, and Ruiz comes in a half decent shape, his ass may be grass, right? Because if he comes in like he did with Wak, his ass will be grass. Because Andy Ruiz coming in shape will get him, right? Because, just how the style of the fight, because Dillian Whyte didn't look good at all. Okay? But they both have an opportunity to get off this list. So one will get off the list and one will stay on that list. You know what I mean? Given how the performance goes. So, in fact, we have Dillian Whyte at 55%. So that's his opportunity, and Andy Ruiz's opportunity. And actually, Andy Ruiz is the second in line to get off that list. So, winner takes all for many reasons. So, it looks good. Again, it is a risky fight, but that's what boxing is supposed to be about. It don't supposed to be about fights where you got one guy that's known and another guy we don't know who the hell he is, or this guy that if we know who he is, he's old as dust. I'm tired of those type of fights. And I know a lot of people are too. And certain networks put on these fights and call it the shit. And it's ridiculous and it's sad, But that is a good opportunity for Andy Ruiz. My counterpunch, I would take it. He knows where that money is. He knows where the large money source flows from. And if he's smart, he would take it. Now, if maybe he might get another offer from Al Heyman, but, that depends. But all in all, it's up to Andy Ruiz. You guys tell me what you think about Andy Ruiz offered a 7-figure deal to fight Dillian Whyte. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.